Right, David.
There was no count.
Everyone. We are here to accept. We are here today for this very important press conference of the Double D Experience. One of our hosts had said some really retarded shit yesterday, and he would like to apologize and recant those statements that he had made yesterday. Please, David Riverol, you have the floor. Murmur.
This coming from the guy who says we don't deal with facts on this show.
But new information had cometh outeth, my friend, and you were wrongeth. So,
welcome to this very special TMZ edition of the Double D Experience podcast.
Press conference edition.
Press conference edition. Sometimes right, sometimes wrong, but actually always wrong. How's it going, guys? Thank you for clicking on the podcast. Last week,
guess who was wrong yesterday?
Last week, I said some things, and about some events, and wound up being one of our most viewed episodes in a long time. Understandably,
because
so.
You were wrong. That's why.
No.
Yes.
No.
Everyone shared it because they were telling their friends, "Look how wrong this fucking guy is." That Asian guy's pretty cool, but that white dude, he sounds so wrong.
You don't even have our fucking webcams on the goddamn podcast, Dennis.
So
they don't
wrong.
know.
They know I'm the Asian because I have the yin-yang symbol on my head, you fuck.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
I personally said that to make it easier to differentiate. We're both two dudes. If nobody knew our nationalities, everyone would know we're just two fucks that wear glasses. That's it. But I had to put something that clearly had to differentiate the two of us, so yin-yang symbol, one of the most...
I also have the beard. That would have differentiated us too.
Yeah, but I'm better looking. Everyone knows that. So
okay.
I'm not the one that's on the chopping block today, David. You have a statement, please, go ahead.
All right, well, evidently, I'm that douchebag that, doesn't need to wear glasses, but wears them anyway because he thinks he's smarter than everybody. If anything, I would have gotten bigger frames if that was the case. I kind of do want to have bigger frames, but I like these. So last week, all right, we're not going to talk about this for the whole episode this time, obviously, but last week we talked about the Bayonetta 3 situation, right? And little fun fact for you guys. Me and Dennis, when we name our names, we name names in Riverside, which is the software we use to record our podcast. And so we always do meme-y shit in ours, depending on what our topics are, what's been going on in our lives.
Or what our mood is. Or what our
mood is, honestly. I almost wrote mine was sleepy. Instead, I wrote 3.5 hours, because that's how long I was at the fucking Pep Boys today. And, so mine was named last week, Bayo, you cunts. Here's the rundown, right? If you've been living under a cock, the Bayonetta 3, there was a huge controversy with Bayonetta 3 because the voice actress for Bayonetta made a series of videos on Twitter talking about how she was not paid enough for the project, or that they offered her final flat rate of $4,000 to voice Bayonetta. It was a huge controversy, and I believed it at face fucking value, which I normally don't do with things online because I'm not that stupid. I think it's good to be a healthy skeptic sometimes. Mm-hmm. I'm not the kind of guy to immediately take sides on these issues. As Dennis knows, if that were the case, I would comment on a lot more shit on Twitter or whatever, but none of that has to concern me. That I took a strong stance on because I thought she, was serious, because that's an issue with voice actors. I know someone who is a Crunchyroll voice actor who was actually in the latest season of Chainsaw Man, I think. Guaranteed they got paid shit. I promise you they did. Because the Mob Psycho voice actor got paid $150. Union rates and stuff for voice actors is a big issue. And a lot of times these companies try to screw over voice actors by paying them little. So I thought it was true. It turned out, in actuality, Platinum Games made a statement saying that they offered to pay her $15,000 for the role, which was more than they paid her for Bayonetta 2 and the prior Bayonetta game before that, some years down the line. I thought it was Platinum Games trying to cover their ass, because another reason I fucking believed of Helena Taylor is because this company is run by Hideki Kamiya, like a guy who actually would probably make a threat to flood the earth on Twitter for like $30 billion if he could, because he acts like a cartoon villain. Guy's a fucking man-child on Twitter. And, turned out, I had my shit ass backwards, because Helena Taylor, I actually, not to defend Helena Taylor, seriously, not to defend her, she was not full lying, she was half lying, because their final offer to her actually was 4K. But she decided to this is where the story gets interesting, she decided to very, very conveniently leave out the fact she was actually initially offered 10K to voice Bayonetta and Bayonetta 3, which she turned down. Understandably, she could have gotten more off of that, to be completely honest, to be the main character in the game. So they upped that ante 5K more. $15,000 plus residuals, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. Way more towards the standard. I think it might still be a little under. I have no fucking idea. I've never played a character in a AAA game, so honestly, I'm not the best person to ask about that. Either way, that's $11,000 more than what she said she was offered. She turned down the 15K plus residuals. 11 months go by. Platinum Games says dick to this woman. They gotta make their game. They don't wait any longer. They cast Jennifer Hale instead, who probably took the rate that they offered, if not maybe a little bit more. So the half-truth comes in that they offered Helena Taylor only $4,000 to voice a cameo in the game. Because they wanted to still give her a role, probably still as Bayonetta, because I believe the plot of the game has to it's like a interdimensional multiverse thing where like Bayonetta is fighting other versions of herself. Oh. So she was probably going to voice the original Bayonetta in the game, which would have been fitting, and then Jennifer Hale voices, the one that you actually play as. Helena Taylor, in her video, decided to pretend that they offered her $4,000 to voice the entire game, because I think she expected them... I think she expected to pull, like, a fucking Frank Reynolds in that episode where he's talking to the pig man, like, where he's, like, ordering pigs from, like, 3 different pig guys, and he's having them bid against each other, and then one of them calls him, and he goes like, so you come crawling back, you cheap sack of shit. I think that's what she expected to have happened. I think she expected them to come back, tails between their legs again, and offer her even more money.
She probably read Trump's, like, art of the deal and was just like, I could try that. And it just blew up right in front of her face, as it turned out, so...
considering that she's apparently a TERF, which is what they call them now, that might not be too surprising. I mean, she's from England, so, like, she didn't vote for Trump, obviously. She didn't vote for anyone. But, let alone in recent, British Prime Minister elections.
Oh, yeah.
But, yeah, so...
Another story another time. But
yeah. So... What happened was, I think she expected them to come back and offer her even more, and when she didn't, she got really, really mad, went to Twitter.
She felt slighted, as it turned out.
She felt slighted, got salty, even towards Jennifer Hale, which I'm going to attribute to Helena Taylor being a theater actress, because I used to do theater, and let me tell you something right now. Theater actors, especially, I'm going to say it, especially theater actresses, they're exactly what you think they are. Not divas, necessarily.
But emotions run high. Emotions
they are the most dramatic motherfuckers in real life, Dennis. Yes, what Dennis said.
A dramatic? Wow. A stage actress being dramatic. You don't say. You don't fucking say, man. Wow. Wow.
You could be a stage actor yourself, because...
Bro... Dude, I thought about it once, but I'm like, I get my, like, I don't know. Like, I feel as if, like, all that energy would be on the stage, right? And then right after I'm done, I'm just like, yo, nobody fucking talk to me. Like, it's not
That's
even...
the life.
And it's not even that, like, look, it's not even that, like, I hate my cast or my, like, everyone that I'm working with. It's not that. It's just like, bro, it is exhausting to even just be in another person's shoes. Like, in a character's shoes for that fucking long. Because plays can actually, like... it may not feel like it, obviously being the audience, but when you're the character, right, it feels immensely, like, much longer than you think it is. And once you're out of that, like, character, and like you again, you're fucking exhausted. Like you don't want to talk to nobody. You don't want to see nobody. You want to like go home, take off your clothes, and go to bed. Like that's that's how exhausting it could be. And like for me, right? Me being like the sort of intro / extrovert that like I kind of am. And like mostly I'm like 60% introvert, really. But like I have my times when I'm just like, yeah, let's go have fun and all that. But it's like after, for introverts, it's like once we expend that energy that we have in the tank, it's like you get no more. Like we need 30 years to recharge and come back again. Like that's how bad it is. Literally. That is our energy to converse with other people after one event or something, literally.
As someone who has literally starred in a musical before, like straight up, like was the star in a musical.
Yeah.
It's fucking exhausting.
Yeah.
Especially if you have to do a matinee and then another show later on in the evening when you have to do it twice in a day. Oh.
Now imagine
especially if it's a musical and you have to sing.
And now imagine if you're on tour. You gotta do this shit every fucking day / week. And you also gotta drive with, like, I mean, I don't know. I always thought, like, I guess the naivete in me just kind of thought, like, oh, it seems fun, right? Like, obviously, like, you making memories and all that shit. But it's like, bro, though. Like, after the first 3-4 times, right? I bet you some people really start to think, it's like, fuck, why did I go into drama?
How many more shows do we have? How many more shows?
So you got 12 52. More. You got 37.
This month.
It's like every 12 hours, it's another show. It's like literally.
That's disgusting. I mean, I sat in a fucking Pep Boys for 3.5 hours today, and that was already enough to make my lumbar feel like shit. Imagine sitting in a bus for like 6 hours at a time, driving city to city, only to go dance for a bunch of hick fucks in the Bible Belt. And like, it's all. And if you love what you do enough, then that's great. But that's another thing about theater acting. It's different than like a lot of normal acting because it's very exaggerated. You have to be a lot louder because you're performing in front of people. Then you're singing as well on top of that, dancing, the motions, doing it multiple times and stuff like that. Memorizing your lines, obviously, because as a voice actor, you don't have to do that. And that's another thing, man. So like Helena Taylor, I think just went the full dramatic route about this, and I think that's evident in the fact that she said, "You will never be Bayonetta." And that usually voice actors, when they have to pass a role onto another actor, they're very graceful about it. When Bob Bergen took the role of Porky Pig, like that's a big transition, learning about that and whatnot. Like it's a graceful thing. Theater actors, on the other hand, oh fuck. I remember the first time and only time I ever starred and did a musical, frankly. And like they were with the cast list come out, and every girl there like was like fucking crying their eyes out the fact that they didn't get to play the star. Because they think, like, am I ever going to get that chance again? You know what I mean? Because, like, am I ever going to be in this musical again, even later on in my career and stuff like that? They take that shit so hardcore seriously. I remember, like, at a theater camp, like, one time that I hated that I went to and stuff. They got, like, we sang this big traumatic song, and then everybody just sat around in a circle talking about, like, their whole fucking lives and, like, their feelings and shit like that. And this is what theater means to me and all this kind of stuff without the teachers or anything. And one dude next to me was like, bro, what the fuck is going on? And I'm just like, dude, just respect it. Just respect it. This is how these people are feeling. Point is, theater actors are fucking... The stereotype is true. They're fucking drama queens. Some of them are. And Helena Taylor proved that, again, with like just saying, you will never be Bayonetta, blah, blah, blah. And that's also evident in the fact that, as far as voice acting goes, it's not her main repertoire. Bayonetta, is, as far as I know, is like the only real voice role or major voice role she's ever had. It's not her big thing, really. So I think she just comes from... I don't even think she did this to be spiteful, or even frankly knows the damage that she did to voice actors who are advocating for better pay. As far as the public eye goes, I think she's literally just from a different world. I think she's just confused, honest to God, and like just I think she expected them to come back straight up and be
touch deluded too.
Yeah,
just a little bit.
I think that's what it is.
Definitely got her head up her own ass just a little bit. Like
yeah.
Because, like, she thinks, oh, yeah, I voice acted Bayonetta, and now I'm the fucking queen of the world. Like, just get off your fucking pedestal, please. Like, what do you call it? I don't know. Like, it's...
Granted, it hurts, like, to lose that, but, like...
I know, but it's, like, clearly she didn't... I don't think, honest to God, I don't know, just in my heart of hearts, like I feel as if like she only cared for it because the status that it gave her. Because I'm gonna be real, I had no idea who the fuck she was until yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
Like, oh, not yesterday, but I guess till last week's episode. Yeah. Like, I honestly had no idea who the hell she was. Everyone knows who the fuck Martinet is. Even your mother knows who the fuck Martinet is. Everyone knows, like, who Mario's voice actor is. I didn't know who the okay, maybe that's a little touch too far. But compared to her, I've never heard of her. Until last week, I had never heard of her. Like, I don't know. I just didn't know who the fuck she was.
And I don't blame you. It's, voice acting's in part considered a different industry for those kinds of reasons, man.
But some honestly if you're aware of the industry enough, or like if you're kind of involved in it, but like you just kind of keep in touch with like that whole world, you kind of know who all the big names are, like Gray DeLeslie and all them. Like, you know who they are if you're involved or like you kind of care about that world. So for all the ones that do care for that world, you're going to know who kind of all the big names are. Mm-hmm. And again, that's why I'm saying, like, off of that, I had no idea who the fuck Helena was. I just didn't know who the fuck she was at all.
Yeah.
And I mean, to be fair, like, there's plenty of people who, of all, like plenty of guys who voice acted. Like, that from the past, especially, like, guys, I forgot the guy who voice acted Solid Snake. I remember he had, like, a whole... I mean, you mentioned it, I think, like last week. Like, he had that whole thing. I think where essentially it was kind of around the time when Konami and Hideo were kind of getting at it, and then
David Hayter.
Yeah, and then Hideo basically said, "Fuck you, Konami," and just said, "I'm gonna go do my own thing."
Yeah.
Deuces. I'm gonna make a game all about walking, and people are gonna buy it and actually gonna like it. Like, literally, I'm not a fan of a Dead Man's Last Man, whatever, Stranding, like that game.
Death Stranding, yeah.
Death Stranding, yeah. If anyone's played it and they really liked it, kudos to you. It is literally a gigantic walking simulator. I have nothing else to say it past that. It's like a solid 5 out of 10 for me, but. You guys do you if you like it. It's fine by me, but...
No, the game's good. It has Norman Reedus in it.
It's not like I'm even hating on Hideo. People might even be coming on here and be like, what, you don't like Hideo Kojima? I fucking love Hideo Kojima. I love how he loves Jeff. Like, everyone remembers that amazing moment on stage that he had. And to be fair, again, I honestly, like... I never really mentioned this, but it's like the whole video game awards, like, they're gonna be as political and shit like how the Oscars are. Like, it kind of wasn't. Now it's starting to be, because obviously Hideo was on everyone's mind by the time he accepted that award, because he was literally fighting Konami and already fucked Konami to begin with. So, like, everyone was kind of already on his side. So it felt just a bit. I don't know what game he got that award for. If it was for Death Stranding, that already tells you that shit was political. I am going to go on the record and say that. That game is no Metal Gear Solid. It is... I don't want to go and play absolutes here. I did play the game. I just didn't like it. That was it. It literally is a gigantic, beautiful walking simulator. It's a very beautiful walking simulator.
You were literally Patchy the Pirate once he found the lost episode of SpongeBob. That's it. That was just a bunch of cheap walks. Kojima betrayed us.
So,
no, I agree. No. It's the same thing. It's the same thing as Joe and Kamala getting Person of the Year for Time Magazine on the year where it should have been the Frontline Workers. Political decision. Yeah. I've never played Death Stranding. Yeah. Can't judge. I trust Dennis's word for it. I listened to my Korea man very, very wisely and sternly on most things.
David goes on stage and gives like a Kojima styled speech. He's like, "I love you, Nintendo. I love you, Mario. I love you, Jeff."
I will say the standing ovation he got when he walked out, not even at the Game Awards, when like his first public appearance ever since like Konami fucked him over, and he was just walking out smiling as everybody was cheering. He's just like, yeah, they love me.
And to be fair, again, him soaking it up, I don't fault him for that. I just think that award was undeserved. That's all I'm saying. But if that's also, again, if Elden Ring had come out by that time, that game had come out, Hideo would not have gotten that award, flat out. I honestly, and I'm also going to be on the record saying that come January, you're going to be seeing nothing but Elden Ring awards. Like, it's going to fucking happen.
Did Death Stranding win Best Game?
I don't know, it won something. I don't know what the fuck it won. It just won something.
I don't think it ever won Best Game at the Game Awards.
No, it didn't deserve it at all, though. That's the thing. Like,
yeah. All right, so point is, to end this, I guess Helena Taylor fucking... She literally half lied, because the truth is that, like, their final offer was 4K. She just conveniently left out the fact that they offered her 15 fucking K before that.
Yeah.
You know, with residuals. I think she was just so insulted. She was also just so insulted that, you know, they didn't wind up offering her Bayonetta after those 11 months after all. And stuff, and like she thought they were just, again, Danny DeVito, Frank Reynolds. She thought, like, you're gonna come back, you cheap sacks of shit, and then they didn't. Offered it to Jennifer Hale, and probably because she thought she was irreplaceable. And it just wound up biting her in the. It just wound up biting her in the ass for that reason. Like, it's just, I think she probably knew maybe that she just thought she didn't have a stronger case had she mentioned they offered her 15K.
So she ended up lying about it then.
Pretty much, yeah. Because that
was
like,
her tactic.
And this is all like not like just like, you know, Platinum Games' word against her at this point. Helena Taylor literally admitted this on a 9-tweet Twitter thread. She literally set the record straight and essentially accidentally confirmed Platinum Games' story straight up, because it matches. Because Platinum Games said they offered her 15K for the role, not 4K plus the residuals, and then she said they initially offered me 10K, which I turned down. Then they added it up to 5K, which I also turned down. Boom, that's the 15K. And then that's the 15K right there, matches. Then there's no silence. They picked up another voice actress because, like, we have to make the fucking game. We can't wait for this woman forever, you know. And just because they wanted to be nice, and throw her a bone, you know. They'd be like, you should be a cameo in this. You should be like one of the original Bayonettas in it or something like that. And then she just, instead of taking that gracefully, because she just felt like she was owed more money through her actual greed, she not only rejected that, which is whatever, that's her own decision to do that, but instead just decided to not give a shit about all the other people the 300 employees at fucking Platinum Games who worked their asses off on this game for years, for a game that was announced in 2017 at this point, and just to boycott the game, just to give out more, man. It's just, the whole thing is just cringe. So that's the TLDR basically, and there you go. I guess she literally just, and I really don't think, in my heart of hearts, I don't think she meant to fucking trivialize the issue of voice actors not getting fair pay.
No, she was just stupid though.
I think she was just stupid. I think she was just from a different world, straight up, or like she's used to getting more than that from the theater or something like that. She doesn't do many voice roles, so I don't think she really knows about the issues of voiceover pay and like you know, the union stuff and what that goes through. She's mostly SAG-AFTRA for theater.
But she's still part of that union, though, is what I'm saying.
Yeah,
it's not like
she is SAG-AFTRA. Yes.
So it's
which,
not.
By the way, none of the Crunchyroll actors are. If you even mention union to those greedy fucks, they fire you. So that person I know who's voice acting on Chainsaw Man, I can guarantee they're not a union actor. I'm just saying.
Nor do they even get like a decent pay. And here's the thing:
it wouldn't surprise me if they were doing it for free, straight up, because they're a Smashcaster. They're a fucking Smashcaster, so they're used to that shit. I'm just saying, man. I'm just fucking saying. None of my business. I'm just saying.
And not to mention, it was we're gonna wrap that up just because like David in his own. I don't even think I heard a sorry out of you for that entire like 20 something minutes, but there's David's apology video. It was a D tier apology video. So. Yeah, I guess that's that. All right, guys, we're going to see you. Here's our plugs.
Final TLDR. Offered her 10K. Offered her 10K, turned it down. They offered her 5K more, turned it down. Radio silence for 11 months. Hired Jennifer Hale because they needed another voice actress. Offered her 4K for a small cameo role as, I believe, probably Bayonetta, a different version of Bayonetta in the game. She takes that as insulting because she felt like she was still entitled to the role because she originated the character. When instead of gracefully, like, taking it down and just, like, you know, moving on with her day and just, like, rejecting the role because she felt like it wasn't enough, went off on Twitter, manipulated the story specifically to get people on the internet on her side, deliberately left certain details out, and to make it seem like it was something it wasn't, and inadvertently trivialized an issue to an entire new audience of people. The public perception of voice actors, ooh, it's probably now going to be way harder for them to advocate for fairer pay, all because of this fucking malignant narcissist who felt like she was owed more for no reason. At least she said to donate the money to charity. But either way, I don't think she understands what the fuck she just did. But we're done talking about it now. Go ahead, Dennis.
And essentially all it did was tripled those pre-sales, honestly.
Yeah. Yeah.
As if, like, the fans just couldn't have had a bigger fuck you to her. Just these people went out. I bet you even, like, there's some people that are that crazy that they already pre-ordered the game. They pre-ordered it again just to just to send a message. It's like, it's not about money. It's about sending a message. You know, it's like people really do be crazy like that. But yeah, that's, I guess, our thoughts on that. And then other news. I don't know. To be fair, man, I'm gonna be real. Lately, at least this week. This past couple days,
big man. What you got, big dog? What you got?
Not much has happened. Like, it's been pretty quiet around the world, if you know what I'm saying. Like, I mean, you know, there was like some rumblings here and there, you know, of course, but it's just like, I really hate also being that person who talks about the weather because it's the fucking most pointless conversation in the goddamn world. But, bro, these last couple days, I have never felt this sleepy in my life.
Bro,
like,
same.
Like, and again, if any of you like out here, I'd imagine like most of you are like New Jerseyans at least, or like, you know, you're part of the Tri-State. Like, you know, doesn't it just warm your heart to open your curtains and just see nothing but gray, rain, and more gray? Just warm your fucking heart, huh? Doesn't it warm your heart? It makes you want to go back to sleep, don't it? Fucking hell, man. Like, I don't know. And also, not to mention, it's like, bro, it's already October. It's about to be fucking November right now, right? I'm ready for that temperature to drop. I'm ready. I want my coats. I love you, Jeff. I want my coats. I want my fucking coats because it's just like, it's fucking apparently 60 something outside.
Yeah.
I want, like, I don't know. This is just me. Again, I was born a winter baby. I like my temperatures cold. I like cold. I like warmth. I hate hot. If that makes sense. Mm-hmm. Like, and it's just how I've always been too. I don't know. Like, I always look so forward to like the winter, just because at least, like, you know, winter's where also like just the best holidays come around. You know, like Christmas and all that, and like New Year's. It's just a good time, you know. And essentially, the way I also think about it is that, like, July 4th, right, is summer's Christmas. And Christmas is winter's Christmas. It's like the holiday that, like, everyone, like, talks about. Like, oh, what are we going to do for 4th of July? What are we going to do for Christmas? Everyone has that conversation. You know, if you're close with your family. Like, you know, everyone, like, always talks about that. But, like, you know, for this year too, like, cause like I think, I don't know, last year, like, we had I guess last year, yeah, like last year we had like the pandemic and all, so like, you know, obviously not everyone could have like spent Christmas with each other. Like, some of them like spent it alone. Like, I mean, well, a lot of people actually spend their Christmases alone. So, you know, like, it even before the pandemic. So, you know, wonder how they, like, you know, went and celebrated. But I guess, like, what nowadays, yeah, it's just kind of like, I really wonder, like the.
Listen, winter is like.
I had no idea where I was going with that. Like, basically, my point is that, like, I prefer cold weather and also winter holidays. Like summer holidays like are nothing to me, honestly. Like it just means nothing.
Yeah, I mean, dude, winter is... You want to talk about seasons, motherfucker? Is that what you want to talk about? Because I will die on the hill that winter is objectively the worst season.
Oh no, it is. Absolutely.
You can like whatever you want. I don't give a fuck. Like, you can like whatever you want. I've talked about this before on the show. It's like winter is literally, like, everybody says they love winter because they love how it looks. They love how it, like, looks from a distance. It looks nice and pretty, a freshly laid sheet of snow.
Until you have to clean it up.
Yeah, until you have to clean it up. Winter is literally a beautiful, toxic woman.
With chlamydia.
That's what it is. It's a beautiful, toxic woman with chlamydia. Straight up. Because she looks gorgeous from a distance. You love to be in her.
Until your car slips and hits a fucking tree. Because of the ice. It happens.
It's also the woman that you're just attracted to, but you're not in love with, but you think you are. That's what it is. Because you love looking at it from a distance, you love how it looks, and you feel like you want to be with it, and you miss it when it's gone. And you fucking miss it when it's gone. But then when it's here, and you have to deal with it,
and
you have to shovel it and clean it up, it ruins you on the inside.
Yep.
And sometimes on the outside. Winter is that woman that you think you're in love with, but you actually just like watching its ass as it walks by.
And here's the thing, like, aesthetically...
Winter is ass. Fuck winter and fuck people who like winter. Fuck all you.
Aesthetically, winter is probably, I think, in the season tier list, is, like, up there. Like, definitely S tier by aesthetics.
It's pretty. It's very pretty by aesthetics, yes. Every snowflake is unique, which is why where the term special snowflake comes from. That's fucking amazing. With how many of those fall down that every single one is individualized, like a fucking personalized copy of Mario 64? That's wild. Come on.
It is beautiful, yeah, of course. But then, it's like, out of the other categories, it doesn't win shit. It is inconvenient.
Mascot accidents.
It is inconvenient. Makes you late for work. Makes everyone on the highway, whether you're on 80, 95, or even fucking Route 3, makes everyone slow the fuck down because of how, everyone should be scared of fucking black ice, obviously. And,
Did you just say people should be scared of black guys?
Yeah.
Imagine trying to cancel somebody. They said black ice, but they said it so fast. Black eyes. You just say you're fucking scared of black eyes?
Yeah, like
fucking racist.
The mass media just twists it around, they Photoshop his words just to go what? Ronald Johnson said to be afraid of black guys? It's just
political ad. It's like a mayor talking in front of his town, beware of black eyes. It's a mayor talking to his town after a blizzard. Beware of black eyes, and then
but
boom,
then you
on the political ad.
You even hear though his voice line just got obviously tweaked. You could tell that they went to fucking Audacity and just was okay, we're just gonna clip that this next part and then just make it go black eyes. It's just make it go real fast. You guys,
Pride, for God's sakes, I don't want to drink this. I don't like Jews. It's what did you say?
Guys,
I don't like juice.
Guys, I have to apologize. Literally, after that whole shit with Bayonetta that we, spent, a good 25 minutes talking about, I'm not gonna lie. I have to apologize ahead of time. I'm a little petered out, low-key, this week. It's not that it hasn't been, a good week. It's, this week's been fine. It's just, fucking literally, my mood for the last, 5 days. It's just been gray, cloudy, and sleepy.
We need vitamin double D. Seriously, I turn into a different person when the sun's gone. I mean that. I'm serious. I'm dead fucking serious. When it's gone, I turn into a different person. You're literally getting less of the vitamin that helps make you happy.
I always joke that people, this could obviously be different from across the board, but people are honestly, I feel, solar powered. Because, I don't know, there's just something, I guess, about looking outside and then you see the sun, this is something in your soul that just for that momentary second just feels good, looking outside, momentary bliss, right? And then all the other stuff rain and snow got its own charms and stuff, obviously, but I don't know. I guess maybe when I was younger, it's sort of like the wonderment was a bit more there. And then obviously as like we get older, it's like, like, you know, you go from like, and it's like, oh my God, it's raining to like, fuck, it's raining. I was like, fuck, it's snowing. Like, it literally just, as you get older, like all that, like, you know, all the rain and snow, precipitation in general, like it just pisses you off.
Do you want to know why I spent 3.5 hours at a goddamn Pep Boys today?
Do tell, David.
Beyond the fact that my, very conveniently, my mechanic was on vacation. Until Monday. I had a super flat. Like an omega flat. Like my car couldn't...
Oh.
And
no.
I was able to... And I didn't get that flat on the way home from the gym. Smooth sailing on the highway, you know, doing my thing, you know, down to I-80. Or not down the I-80, whatever highway goes back 17 on the way back home. And did my thing. It wasn't until I parked at my house, right next to my house, in the pouring rain, already very dark, it was 10 o'clock at night, on the way back, that I try to park, and I'm very bad at parking, like, parallel-wise, so, like, I'm trying to just, like, angle it properly so I make my way in, until my car suddenly starts to chug, and I see the light go on, or the light was already on, vice versa, I saw the light go on, and then my car started to chug, and then... The reason that happened is because there was a giant broken glass bottle outside. And I could not see it because of the upcoming winter time where it's dark as fuck. And I literally did not see it. Like driving, and that's why that happened, and that's why I had to spend 3.5 hours at a Pep Boys. It was 2.5 hours went by, and they didn't take my fucking car in. I went outside, and I saw my car in the same spot where I parked it, and I was like, ooh, why didn't I bring my Switch? Ooh, why didn't I bring my fucking Switch? Ooh, why didn't I bring my fucking Switch? And, yeah. So that adds on to your point of like it being this dark earlier on. We need. Yeah. I need to buy vitamin D. I'm gonna start taking it because like I'm out and about doing my thing, and so yeah.
Yeah, guys, take your vitamins. If you're deficient in anything, just take it.
Yeah, your weekly dose of vitamin double D is not enough.
Yeah, like you need. You also need actual vitamins. So
yeah, like, unfortunately,
keep stay on top of that, will you? Like for our sakes.
Yeah, we've been told by the FDA that the vitamins that we implement into your ears every week is actually toxic and not FDA approved for use. Whatever the fuck that means. Like I took a fucking vaccine that wasn't FDA approved, so you know what? Fuck all of you. Alright? I took 2 vaccines that weren't FDA approved. So fuck all of you. 3! I took 3 vaccines that weren't FDA.
No, it was 2.5. 2.5.
What's the third? No, it was approved by the third one? No, it wasn't. I think it was halfway through the booster shots, I think, is when it started to be officially FDA approved. And it wasn't considered emergency use anymore. Now we got Pfizer actually, like, come 2023, trying to charge about $130 per vaccine now.
Yeah,
y'all see that?
I heard that.
Fuckers, we were all so desperate in our little hidey holes, right, that we fell in love with a fucking pharmaceutical company. Fuck all you fucking asshole pricks. You made 24 goddamn billion motherfucking dollars off this fucking vaccine. The CEO by himself, jerking off on his fucking 5th yacht. You know, praying for another pandemic to start because he's not going to get infected because he's in the middle of the ocean on his fucking 5th yacht.
No, the 6th yacht. The 6th yacht that he'll get because of the sales off of the vaccine.
Yes.
A whole fleet of yachts.
Welcome to America, baby. Pharmaceutical companies. Definitely check out Mark Cuban's website where like he's selling them. He's selling those vitamins, not selling essential medicines and stuff for like dirt cheap.
That's good. Okay.
Yeah, guys, it's an amazing thing he's doing. It doesn't approve insurance though, because if you put your insurance on there, is when the those rates actually go back because it's considered part of the medical system again.
Mm-hmm.
So literally, you have to pay up front with cash or whatever. But like, who cares? Like, who the fuck cares? Like, you're paying, like, you know, like, $5 or $2 for your insulin or whatever when you have, like, a pharmaceutical company that'll try to charge you, like, fucking, like, $900 a month for that shit. Fucking assholes.
Fucking assholes.
But anyway, go ahead.
I don't know. Like, I guess we, like, kind of tied on the clock a bit today. But, like, I don't know, there's, like, one thing that I was, like, kind of thinking of. And, like,
what are you thinking of, Dennis?
Thought about delis a little bit.
Oh yeah, you wanted to talk about delis.
Yeah, just a bit, just cause like,
You people don't understand. We're from the fucking land of delis.
yeah, honestly, like, I do not envy any other state that don't have a deli, truth be told. And I've been to plenty of states in my lifetime, and y'all are boring. Y'all don't got shit in your towns, bro. Like, I mean, you got diners. Like, diners are like a classic. You see diners fucking everywhere, right? But
Yeah,
like
Route 66, baby. You just drive on down.
just drive on down. You see one right there. But like, it's just there's just, I don't know. I was having this conversation with my little brother, and like, I was just saying that like, like, there's just nothing like delis really, at least as far as mom and pop businesses go, at least around here, right?
Yeah.
Nothing beats them. And the funny thing is that like, no matter where you go, like even bodegas in the city, right? Or even just like, obviously a mom and pop deli, like anywhere within the tri-state, like New York or Jersey, like you see all types of people there, all types, white collar workers, blue collar workers, construction guys, moms, dads, like literally just everyone of every walk of life. Just, it's like, this is my spot, is what they're saying when they go there. It's like, there's like every now and then you'd see like a new face if like you frequent the deli, yeah, but it's like most of the time like delis get regulars, like and if the food is good enough, like they'll always be coming back. I have 2 places off the top of my head that I frequent all the time. They're like my go-to spot. I want a sausage, egg, and cheese, I go over there. Like if I want bagels for the week, I go over there. Cause why? Because they got the best delis. And obviously everyone, like may say, like, oh, that's subjective. You never been to X and X town. My town has the best deli. Bro, I'm not driving all the way to fucking Clifton to try your fucking deli, okay? like, if I'm passing, maybe, whatever. But like everyone's like, that's what I'm saying. Like everyone's got their go-to. Like in the mornings, like think, hey, you want sausage and cheese and coffee? You go right down there. And it usually is like not even 5 to 10 minute drive to just get there. And also, like, think even for New Yorkers, right? It's like you see bodegas in every sort of district in New York. In the financial district, even though obviously that whole spot, like, you could tell like there's a lot of guys in suits. Everyone like think just real corporate types, but corporate types will still go to a fucking deli. They don't give a shit. Why? Because one, the food's cheaper. Shit around there is expensive. And bodega food is typically known to be more on the cheaper side. And you have a fuck ton of variety to get. Because, like, you could literally get cold cuts. You could get prosciutto. You can get fucking literally breakfast sandwiches. You can get fucking anything at a deli. Or / bodega. And the main thing that I was thinking about was just that, like, I honestly think just because like delis and bodegas too, like culturally speaking, they're just like so ingrained in like the New York, Jersey sort of like kind of lifestyle and culture there that like it's so funny because like New York, right? We've seen plenty of mom and pop style businesses like go out of business like all the time, or like at the very least they get chased out because of the rent. They're just jacking it higher and higher and higher, and they just kind of want them to get the fuck out so they could replace their spot that's been there for let's say 20 years. With a Chase Bank. It's happened many fucking times over there. But, funny enough, out of all those types of businesses, right? Delis, for the most part, they are untouched by that shit. And maybe I'm overestimating it perhaps, but it's like, I've seen places that have stood the test of time and New York rent for several years. Just been there for fucking decades, have not moved at all, and they just there. Like, yeah, that one spot down the block got replaced by a fucking Chase Bank, but this spot just literally a block down just was not touched like at all. So I don't know. I like my conclusion of it is that like I don't know. I just love that about like let's say like just where we live, because it's like, it is sad, obviously, when a mom and pop like kind of business does go out of business, but like it kind of, at least the silver lining of it is that like the fact that delis, at the very least, and bodegas like are still like just always there, and it's just, I don't know, like it's just always something so like it sounds so fucking fruity to say, but it's like something even almost magical to see. Like everyone from every walk of life, like just all like coming to like that one spot because they just love the sandwich. They just love the food. And not to mention even like the vibes at a deli, especially in the morning when it's really busy, right? And you could tell like when the cooks behind and the guy at the counter are fucking basically losing their minds because there's just so much people there and like they just have to fucking get all these orders like they done because there's a whole line. Like I've seen lines literally go out of a deli sometimes. Like that's how fucking good some places are. And like if there's any solace that I have, let's say for the next the end of my years, like till the end of my years, is that like at the very least I hope, and you know, at least I'm kind of hopeful that like of all things that may die out and like may get replaced or changed, like because that's just time and that's just the future, right? Like at the very least, like I don't know, like I'm just kind of like optimistic and hoping that like at the very least of all things that change, delis will just always be there, like in the tri-state, because shit comes and goes. I think next to delis, it's like Chinese takeouts also are like rent proof and like just like I guess the time proof, if that makes sense. Like you see Chinese takeouts there, when they're there, that's it. They're not moving. They're not going anywhere because every town needs a Chinese takeout, at least a good one. Because I've been to some shitty ones, which I always blows my mind because it's like you all make the same fucking food. And that may sound a little racist, come like this off the top of your head, but like they all make the same food, but everyone has like a different way of making it. Like, and I order the same shit all the time. It's chicken and broccoli with rice. And I've had some shitty chicken and I have some shitty broccoli, like in my time. So, in conclusion, go support your fucking delis. Don't be a fucking troglodyte and get... Actually, no, I'm not going to say that because I love McDonald's breakfast low-key. McDonald's has some pretty good fucking breakfast. But go support your delis too because, like, I don't know. Like, they deserve to be supported. Like, let's like just local business in general. But like, I don't know, like delis, man. It's just like, if I had a shirt that says lover of delis, I would fucking wear it. But like, you know, it really is just one of those spots that like, you know, everyone for some reason, like, it's just you come there, everyone is like the same, if that makes sense. Like, you're gonna wait. I don't care who the fuck you are. You're gonna wait for your sandwich like everyone else. It's just like that, like almost that weird like equality that just sets in as soon as like you just walk in. I don't know. Like that's just me. That's just me. That's some of my thoughts from before.
Can we get bacon, egg, and cheese? And can we get a best monologue at the Game Awards? for a one Dennis Chung? Cause that was fucking poetry, what you just said. Because you're right, everyone's the same in a deli. You know, some celebrity walks in or whatever, they don't let them cut the line. They say back of the fucking line, Taylor Swift. Back of the line. And she'd wait in that line because the spirit of a deli is different. You know what I mean? You go in there and you're just the same as everybody fucking else. You're there getting your breakfast to start your day, to do whatever makes you in the mornings. And Jersey, it's a special thing, you know, like things change there. They do stand the test of time, my friend. There's one right by my house. Literally right by my walking distance from my house. I've gone there plenty of times. If there's anything I'll say about my last job is that I experienced a lot of great delis and like a lot of great bacon, egg, and cheeses around the area because of that job, spending money that I literally wasn't making. And the one by my house not only survived COVID.
And COVID, yeah, that too. Like,
Dennis, they not only survived COVID, as in a testament to your point that you just made, they expanded during COVID. It used to be this tiny spot, like a bunch of stores next to each other, and it was one tiny spot right there. Like that was the deli. Bunch of people dogpiled in there in the mornings with how popular that place was. The pandemic happens. They manifest destiny, the West Wall, break on through, and now the place is huge. and now it's like an even bigger like homie deli feeling and whatnot. They expanded during the fucking pandemic.
Yeah. It's amazing.
If that isn't a true testament of the true triumph of the human spirit, like that one and all feeling that you get together when you're inside one of these beautiful places, you know, that sense of equality between social and, you know, economic classes that comes in here for the one thing that we all need, you know, food that we all relate to.
Breakfast.
Which is breakfast, which is already an art form in and of itself. Good food and good cooking. It is literally an art. The exquisite nature of it and its elegance and its not its elegiacness, that's not the right word to describe it, more so like it's just, I don't know, it's hominess, if you would. I'm having a hard time thinking of the right word right now, but you get the feeling anyway.
Yeah.
Point is, it's an exquisite art form like anything else, and it's one that deep down everybody does appreciate. It's not like the differences of like pointillism and, you know, this one is abstract or whatever. It's not like, you know, you just don't you get it or you don't. Everybody gets food, because that's part of like our human nature to eat and nutrition and sustain ourselves. And then as humans evolved, we even made that into an art form. That's one of the things that makes me believe in a higher power a little bit, if you would, or that like we at least do have destinies. That's a whole discussion for another time, because I'm a bit of a gumpist when it comes to having a destiny. But point is, Dennis, you hit the nail on the head. You know, there is something hominess about it, and like the reason we say this is, you know, like two Jersey boys out here, is because there just isn't anything like it. It just hits different in the morning. You know, there are exceptions. I think Wawa hits at any time of the day when you have it, but that's because they, you know, it's not just breakfast or whatever. Nothing hits like a bagel with cream cheese, toasted bagel with cream cheese in the morning, your bacon, egg, and cheese with a hash brown patty on the inside. That's my order on a roll with salt and pepper. That's what I get. Bacon, egg, and cheese, hash brown patty on the inside.
Delicious.
And the fucking delicious. And that's what you get.
And not to mention too, like, guys, we're gonna wrap it up just here a little bit, but like, there's always, this is the reason why that, like, look, if anyone's ever been around this country, right, and like you've been to like other states, you've tried this shit that's out there, right, like Florida, California, think of like at least the bigger ones, obviously.
Like Fieri's one example. You know, he does that, and his whole shtick is about, you know, like the art of, you know, shitty dine and drive places to just go in where you can get shit. Not shitty in the sense that like it's cheap is what I meant. You go and you get something cheap, but it's the best fucking food because it's homey.
And not to mention, like, his stuff is also like not exactly the most complicated thing to make. It's also meant for like big groups and families. It's meant for like everyone to kind of come together and come to eat. Like, that's also the spirit of it all. But then comparing, let's say, New York and New Jersey, right, to a lot of the other states that I've been to. I've been to Washington. I've been to California. I've been to Florida. I've been to Maine. I've been to Massachusetts. I've only been to Boston, Massachusetts. But, like, I want to kind of see what else is out there in Massachusetts, like, one day. Because, like, I heard the nature out there is just, like, really fucking, like, being almost breathtaking. I mean, the funny thing is, I would rather go see...
It gets cold there earlier, my friend.
And I would love to see Massachusetts nature more than New York upstate nature, because... New York upstate might as well be fucking Siberia to me, because there's just like nothing of importance that is up there. And people will say like, oh, what about Albany and Buffalo? Not even the people who live in Albany and Buffalo like where the fuck they live. So
it's an Albany expression.
Yeah. So and like, that's the thing. Like, you know, I've been to all those states, right? California has mom and pop style places, but they don't have deli stuff. They have like taco trucks. They have like food carts. They have all that stuff that like you'd see like right outside of like Venice Beach, and like there's just guys that just set up their stands out there and like, you know, they just sell their stuff. And like, you know, not that I'm saying there's anything like that's even that's like that's not as good as delis. I'm not trying to compare the two, but it's just like no other place exists in this country where you can literally go to a spot that has people, again, from all different walks of life. Could be a stockbroker. Literally could be a fucking janitor. Literally just several different types of people from all different types of walks of life. Literally not even, like, again, when you come through that door, like, whatever you do in life doesn't mean shit. Because, again, you're going to wait in line just like the rest of everyone else. If you're late, that's on you. Like, you should know by now that, oh, I should get there at this time before everyone starts to fucking pile into the place. And, like, yeah, like, just no other place exists where, like, you could literally go get good food and just good vibes in general. Like, just sometimes it's a little bit stressful going to a deli because like if you're like kind of on the clock and like you just thought like, oh, I'll just pop in and grab a sandwich, and then you find out that there's a huge fucking line that looks as if it's gonna take like 40 minutes to kind of get through, and you're like already running out of time because you have to get to work at a certain time. Like, there is that happens, but like
food service is hard, man. Those people sacrifice a lot to give us the vibes that we do. We wait in line. Sometimes people can get impatient, but that's a rough trade.
And not to mention delis. Going just to the financial part of it again real quick. They close at like 5 or 6. They're not like a normal restaurant or a diner. They open in the morning and they close in the afternoon. And those places somehow still survive depressions somehow. They survive recessions some fucking how or way. And I mean, the place that I went to, their sandwiches used to be 4 something. Now it's 5 because, again, inflation is what it is. So, like, but I don't give a fuck.
Here's the difference. When it's a local mom and pop shop, it's you got to do what you got to do.
Yeah.
But then when you go to a Five Guys and they jack up the burger price by like $3,
it's like,
go fuck yourselves.
It's like, yeah, maybe there's like that other spot we could go to over there. Like, when you start to see that burgers are like $12 fucking dollars, nah. I think I'm just going to go to the Wendy's and get me a Baconator. That is, still at least reasonably priced.
One's local, one's a fucking corporation, all right? Like, let me be mad. You know what I mean?
I say reasonable because even $9 is kind of pushing it for me for a fucking burger. But, I mean, it's a Baconator, though. It's fucking stacked.
I'm glad you appreciate the Baconator. I'm glad you appreciate the Baconator. People have slandered it before, and I will not have that shit in my house. That burger's divine. And
also, Wendy's chicken sandwich is also the best, in my opinion. Like, I don't want to go into my whole fuck Chick-fil-A shit again from like many years ago, but I still stand by that crap. And
I mean, we could say fuck Chick-fil-A for a bunch of reasons, but it's also
if we're just talking,
also even the food.
I know, but that's what I'm saying. Just strictly speaking, the food wise, everyone kind of knows what Chick-fil-A is. But concluding thoughts, just delis, they're magical. Makes me want to rub my nipples whenever I eat a sausage, egg, and cheese with some iced coffee in my hand. Like something it makes a shitty day just a bit less shitty.
It does, though. It gives you exactly what you need in the morning, and it gives you what you need to just go out into the world and be you. And that's part of the reason that they're about unity, and that they're about equality, and they're about fairness, and they're also about art because of the food. And I think that's a lot of what you're trying to say. And that's why this guy here, Dennis, also wanted to theme our podcast around, that good old Jersey diner experience of just meeting up there with someone who's you're really close with, your best buddy, someone you love, just shooting the shit about fucking anything. And we hope that we're able to provide that for you guys every week. And we hope Dennis, beyond his beautiful monologue that he gave, which was poetry, I hope that let you guys know what we aim to provide for you guys every week, because that was essentially the unexpected route of our show that we have for you guys right here. We wanted to give you all that Jersey diner experience, and we really do strive to give you guys that every week, and we hope we're able to do that. And I say it in private every now and again when I have to, but there's a reason I fucking chose this guy, to be my co-host with this thing with me. There's a multiple particular reasons I chose him, because even, I see some things in him that sometimes he doubted in himself, but it's the same thing and vice versa. Not in like an edgy or like sad boy kind of way, and the fact that I think Dennis knows how to hold himself, and I think he's a lot fucking funnier than he gives himself credit for, if I'm being completely honest. But, I could gas up this guy all day, but, the only thing we're aiming to we're out of time. Yeah, the only thing we're aiming to gas up here are these sausage, egg, and cheeses.
And also bacon, egg, and cheese. And whatever floats your boat. If you're going to a fucking deli and you just get like a grilled cheese, I ought to slap the shit out of you.
Or if you're a fucking outsider and you come in and be like, you want an everything bagel with peanut butter on it?
Like, you deserve to get the shit slapped out of you, honestly. Like, so, but again, like, dude, the thing is, delis are the main things that convert foreigners. And I say foreigners in terms of like, just people who aren't from around like the tri-state area. Like, I've seen plenty of people fucking literally moving from California over to here, and they all say the same shit. This food is fucking amazing.
Food unites.
And we don't got this shit over there.
Food unites. That it does.
Yeah, and your arteries.
It does unite your blood vessels together as well. Sometimes in the form of a clot.
Guys, plugs right up there for all of you. I would love to have our local deli send us plugs, but
I might do it. Shout outs to the Bagel Twist and Deli. That's my place. I'll say it right now.
Shout outs to Jones. Shout outs
I
to
might have
Jones.
just accidentally doxed myself because I said I lived around the corner from that place.
Shout outs to Jones, to anyone who lives around Richfield or whatever the fucking deli. Go to your deli, literally. Just go to the deli next morning and just pick up some fucking food, all right? And tell them that 2 fucking randos that you heard off of the internet like told you to do so. So,
and let us
guys.
know that you did that by sending us a message or leaving us a comment down below if you're listening at youtube.com/Nintoonist. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already.
Like and comment about
Tell us
why
about your favorite deli,
Yeah, like tell us your favorite deli, tell us your favorite sandwich, and tell us why a fucking grilled cheese is a waste of a trip to the fucking deli. I've seen people order grilled cheeses. It makes no fucking sense. You are an adult.
At
you could
Double
make that
D Pod,
shit.
At
You
Double
could
D
make
Pod on Twitter.
That shit at home, you fucking baby
at the
child.
Double D Experience 21 on Instagram. We're available wherever you get your podcast: Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts. Leave us good reviews on all of those. Helps us out a lot. Listen to us wherever you get them. We love you guys.
Fucking mongoloids eating grilled cheeses at a deli. I'd have slapped the shit out of you if you ever comment that. Bye! Cocksuckers.